नरसिंहोऽखिलाज्ञानमतध्वान्तदिवाकरः जयत्यमितसज्ञानसुखशक्तिपयोनिधिः अभ्रमं भङ्गरहितं अजडं विमलं सदा आनन्दतीर्थमतुलं भजे तापत्रयापहम् तपस्वाध्यायशुश्रूषा कृष्णपूजारतं मुनिं विश्वेशमिष्टदं वन्दे परिव्राट्चक्रवर्तिनम्। विश्वेशवाणी and Purna Prajna Vidyapitha, the two platforms which aim to propagate the teachings of Madhvacharya to organizers, have asked me to give this talk on the Upanishad or some aspect of Upanishads. And now I try to dwell on a mantra in Kathopanishad. The mantra is this: Yesha sarveshu bhuteshu gudhotma na prakashate दृश्यते तो अग्रया बुद्ध्या सूक्ष्मया सूक्ष्मदर्शिभिः. This means the Lord of this universe is immanent in all the things in the universe, the things sentient and the things insentient. He is in all the things of this universe. Esha sarveshu bhuteshu. Here, bhuta means things sentient and things insentient. He is in all the things. Taittiriya Upanishad says, tasrishtva tadevanupravishat tadanupravishya satcha tyacha bhavat. The two words in this Kathopanishad, Yesha sarveshu bhuteshu, is presenting the same thought in different words. Satcha tyacha bhavat. Here, Yesha sarveshu bhuteshu. This Lord of this universe, the creator of this universe, is in all the things. So, being within things is described in the English word immanence. So, therefore, God is immanent. God is immanent means He is in all the things. Yesha sarveshu bhuteshu. So, when this fact is taught to an inquisitive student, his immediate question would be, things are visible, we are seeing things, why we are not able to? The Lord, who is immanent in all these things, why we are not able to see the thing, the Lord within? That is the immediate question. Or if some thinker or a thinking student understands that if we are able to see the external, at the same time we are unable to see the internal. That is our experience in our life around our world. We are able to see the external, we are not able to see the internal. Similarly, people are able to the things sentient and insentient, and they are not able to see the Lord within. That is possible. So, with this answer in the mind, the question of such thinkers is there any way to see what is within? Or is there any way to see the Lord within? That is the interesting question. The Upanishad is saying this Lord is in everything and he is hidden, invisible, Gudhotma. Gudhotma means this Atma is Gudha. This Atma means Lord of this universe. The Lord of this universe is Gudha. He is hidden. He is concealed in this external body. He is Gudha. Because he is Gudha, na prakashate. He is not visible. He is not visible. That is answer at first step. There is a second step. The mantra says, Drishyate. In the first step it says, na prakashate. In the second step it says, Drishyate. Looks like contradiction. Na prakashate, Drishyate. So, Gudhotma, the Lord, hidden within, is not visible. Comma, give a pause, and then say, yes, he is visible. Drishyate. How? Drishyate tu agraya buddhya. Our faculty of understanding should be very sharp one, should be very clean one. A sharp faculty of understanding, what we call caliber, a sharp caliber and a clean caliber can see what is within. We have examples to understand this statement in our external world. Instruments like stethoscope can give an idea to a doctor to what is within. Without stethoscope, it is not visible. The things within are not visible. With the help of the instrument stethoscope, some things which are within can be understood. Ancient Ayurvedic doctors had a skill to see what is within one's body or in the patient's body through feeling the pulse or what is called nadi. They had a great skill to understand what is happening within one's body through this pulse or nadi. So, this skill or knowledge to understand what is within through this nadi has been there. So, there are instruments to understand or to see what is within. Without those instruments, they are not visible. With the help of instruments, they can be understood. Similarly, Drishyate tu agraya buddhya. Agraya buddhi means a very sharp caliber or faculty of understanding. Similarly, a pure caliber, a pure faculty of understanding is necessary to see the God within, the immanent God. Drishyate tu agraya buddhya. So, one should endeavor to acquire a very sharp caliber or make his caliber sharp, and one should free his mind from all the dirt within. Shuddha buddhi. Buddhi should be shuddha. What is buddhi being shuddha? Our buddhi has acquired so much of dirt with our activity in the external world. Our enjoyment of so many things through our sense organs, eyes, ear, tongue, nose. With these sense organs, with ear, we enjoy the worldly objects. the enjoyment of these worldly objects would gather so much of dirt on the mind. So we should cleanse this mind. When mind is cleansed, caliber becomes pure, and the pure caliber has the ability to understand the God within. And when caliber is cleansed, it gets sharper, and there is a sharp caliber, there is a pure caliber. This sharp caliber and pure caliber helps one to see what is invisible, what is very subtle within. So, this mantra of Kathopanishad says one need not be disappointed, one need not be pessimistic about the visibility of God. God can be brought into the range of our vision with great efforts. Without efforts, He can't be brought into range of our vision. We have very many examples to prove these points in our worldly way of life. Kathopanishad gives this example and inspires at least some souls to take this path of God realization through the path of cleansing the mind, sharpening the caliber. Here ends my third talk on Upanishads.